and of course with that chef coming out as well. But Jumpman's just going to do his best, running around, avoiding some of the tricks of the trade that Game & Watch loves to do, and just set up stuff with that grenade. And that's what's so important in this matchup is DSD is realizing that he already has one charge in the bucket. If Jumpman isn't careful, he could get that bucket fully charged, and I'm not sure if it would kill. I don't really know the percentages on how that grenade interacts with bucket, but it can do a hefty amount of damage, if not kill outright. Of course, DSD, as he's landing, just throwing out that key. Great way to land. A nice big old hitbox to kind of cover your fall is something that a lot of characters wish they had. Jumpman's happily just going to get back over and avoid that avoid the edge guarding rather of DSD as these guys are just throwing to his face. And yes, if Jumpman just backs up, throws has that grenade and is ready to throw it at DSD, DSD can just counter with a bucket, and it either reflects or it explodes on him, and he gets a charge. This is important. But oh, hey, enough of that. The mix-up from Jumpman with that Wonder Wing is enough to kill because, of course, Game & Watch is incredibly light. Not to mention the rage factor on board is he's just trying to throw out those down smashes. And the Breagle Blaster combos that send him just kind of bobbing up. That is interesting. Really, really cool to see overall. And I think Jumpman just dropped the grenade, but hey, it doesn't matter because the chef, it gives him that uppy back. He manages to come back just fine. These two continue to duke it out. Of course, DSD evens it up just as well. Finally getting that stock after Jumpman was above 150%. A little bit of extra credit going Jumpman's way, so if he can just keep up at this pace, he'll be doing just fine for himself. But DSD just kind of has to find that avenue. He needs to be able to get in and close the distance that Jumpman is trying to just push away from him. Yep. DSD finishing it out with the chef. Jumpman coming back with that Wonder Wing as he's just duking it out in neutral. And I haven't really commented on it yet, but I do like the idea of the battlefield stage with that triplat. It gives both characters kind of an avenue, with Jumpman kind of running around, avoiding and spacing out Game & Watch. And Game & Watch, of course, getting the juggles, getting that aerial combos going for him. And, of course, it just kind of gives him just a good stage all around. So I can see how both these guys benefit as well. In the meanwhile, looks like DSD is just trying to find some avenue. Smart stuff to avoid getting hit by the Wonder Wing. Up B's out instead of kind of chasing after him and going for the punish. But, you know, even though that move is laggy, sometimes it's Wi-Fi and you're not sure what you can really get away with. I do like that grenade toss from Jumpman, kind of covering his trails, giving DSD something to think about on the way back. And yeah, again, is that a second Wonder Wing kill? Yes, it is.
And we get the commentary tag in. Scott's hopping on. How's it going, Laurel?
Doing well, and these guys just duking it out. Jumpman having a small lead for himself. I'm a little bit upset that Jumpman did the trick for me because I was kind of hyping him up as the Bayo, but he's coming out with the secondary right out the gate.
Yeah, he's been playing Banjo quite a bit online. Turns out online projectile characters, pretty nice.
Yeah, it turns out playing a zoner in a avenue where there's more lag and therefore harder to punish a lot of moves. Better.
He is now out of Wonder Wing, though. Character bad. Bad
yeah.
character now.
I mean, he's gotten 2 for 2 stocks on that Wonder Wing, so if it's working out from, hey, when he gets that stock gone, as DSC takes it, 5 more Wonder Wings, baby. That's all you need.
Exactly. Just hit that reset. It's like, I didn't even need this stock anyway. I needed more Wonder Wings. I need to frustrate you more.
That's the real tactic. I ran out of Wonder Wings. I'm just going to hop off die so I have more. That's resource management. I will lose 1 stock for 5 Wonder Wing feathers. That's a good trade.
All right, down air attempt by DSD. Not quite working out, though. And it seems as though he's like very content to go to top platform. Banjo's air mobility isn't that great. Up air does carry a ton of space, but I mean, the problem really is that catching a character like Game & Watch with that mobile aerial mobility plus the up B invuln, it can be hell on a triplats.
Yeah, and we've been seeing this from DSD where if Jumpman just does an unsafe side B on shield, the DSD shields it, he goes for the up B out of shield and doesn't really find a punish for it. I think it'd be a kind of a better avenue if he just dropped shield, chased after Jumpman, and I'm not sure what the timing on it would be, but I could imagine that with him and Watch's busted movements, he should be able to get something like a forward tilt or a down smash off.
I can definitely see that for sure. All right, back there, going to toss him off stage, a little bit of positioning, and then he goes for it. This might be rough, though. He's got the grenade to get the reset. Not even going to use a Wonder Wing, looks like. No, he has to with that perfect chef positioning by DSD. Now, that is resource exhaustion right there. Now he's got him up high. Lots of damage, but falling neutral gets back down to the ground. Now Jumpman's in a good spot here. Gets to edge trap, and then the lingering Wonder Wing takes the stock.
That was 3 stocks taken by 3 Wonder Wings. You got to respect that. As we said, that resource management. And DSD just couldn't really find a way to get past that pressure.
I mean, every now and then, you just need to know exactly what the tool you are going to use to take your stocks is. And clearly, Jumpman had that in the back of his mind every single time this man was at 100% or DSD was at 100%. Jumpman was immediately throwing out that invulnerable full screen kill move. Trying to go ahead and do a standard get up doesn't even matter. It lingered so long.
Yeah, I mean, one of the fortunate things, though, is that it's a very visible startup and it's a very laggy move, so you can at least punish it. But of course, having reactions on Wi-Fi is kind of an oxymoron. You know, you don't get those. It's not part of the procedure here online. You don't get to react to things. You just throw moves out, and if they hit, they hit.
True enough. True enough. All right, so what do you think the counter pick's going to be for Game 3? I actually thought that the Battlefield was a pretty good pick for Game & Watch, to be honest.
Yeah, I could see, as I said, I think I definitely could see how either one of those games or either one of these characters could benefit from it. But with the Game & Watch counter pick, I'm not sure if he really wants a larger stage or not. So maybe we could throw away Kalos, throw away Town, and you have stages like Smashville or PS2.
True. Smashville, the bigger problem there becomes, I mean, do you really want to fight Banjo on a stage where you can't up B away?
So yeah, that is true. So, well, hey, but of course DSD did have it. We're going to see where he wants. He's going to Lilat. I could kind of see this. At the same time, you have to be careful of those Wonder Wing ledge traps. You're kind of getting caught on one of those platforms. But with Game Watch's ability to juggle, I can see DSD liking this stage.
True, Neutral Air can cover an entire platform, and then you really don't need to necessarily approach. These like slants can allow Game & Watch to just crouch underneath there, and a lot of Banjo's projectiles will go over him. But so far, it seems like Jumpman he recognizes what this stage can give him, so he's playing like super patient. He really is not trying to force anything.
Yeah, and hey, if you don't have to commit, don't do it. That's the name of the game, non-committal.
True. Back throw, Jumpman just trying to get something going there, but it seems like this neutral B is a tool that is paying dividends for him. DSD doesn't really react to it that well a lot of the time. You can't really reflect it because it's so small, and it's just really not worth pulling out the bucket and getting punished for it. But yeah, I do like the Chef approach too. If Jumpman wants to play defensive, then you can either rush him down or you can just say, hey, Game & Watch can outzone you too.
Yeah, you just keep throwing stuff in his face to kind of force his hand to act, and there comes the reflector from that grenade. That down B bucket can come in handy there. I wasn't really. Do you know if the fully bucketed grenades, does that have possibility of killing at all, or is it just more mild damage?
I think it's a solid kill move because purely of how fast it is, but it isn't like something that's going to blow up you out in 40.
Yeah, so a higher percentage option just in case. It's always nice to kind of have that on the table versus characters like these, especially with the more predictable paths that Banjo players kind of have to take when playing that character. Like, yeah, like he just uppies from afar or up close and will Wonder Wing back. It's a very linear option that can be punished if you just have the right state of mind and you're in the right place at the right time.
True. Though Jumpman can mix that up with like the grenade resets. That's the one big thing that Banjos do have. And Jumpman has shown time and time again that he can pull out a grenade and grab it using his aerial drift rather than having to rely on using his double jump.
Yeah, it's a nice thing for sure. Getting sent on, and he's just throwing it out there. And that's also a really good tool as well. I mean, he could just kind of throw it out as he's recovering if he can make it work for him. And he's out of Wonder Wing, so how's he going to get this stock?
Back throw is a kill throw for Banjo, but other than that, it's really going to be like drag downs, potentially. Up tilts, like, yeah, this is a light character, but look at that, a little bit of a taunt from DSD as he recognizes, like, Jumpman holds the gun at him, he's like, yo, I don't care.
And he has that,
know this puck will do it.
Yeah, the DK dash attack is enough to detect, and Jumpman just runs off stage immediately. Who needs stage pressure because you have invincibility? I'm just going to throw grenades at your face. A little bit of extra credit so far. Yeah, grenades comes out. DSD is just kind of struggling to find the stock now, and that's something we've seen with a lot of people is that I mean, hey, sometimes you just let them do the work for you at the end of the day.
Yeah. Fast fell a little bit too quickly right there and expended all of his jumps.
Yeah, so it's it's unfortunate to see. That's happened before on Wi-Fi. We saw that last set with the Slammers Banjo, and I don't know if it's just a thing for Banjo or just you guys got to be careful around these ledges. No charges in the bucket. That's important to know because if Jumpman wants to throw out those grenades, he can. He can be a little bit kind of more freestyle with it. And there's the start of a punish for DSD. He realizes that it's laggy. He can start getting some form of punish on it. I mean, it's only a jab, but it's a start.
That down smash to follow up to is absolutely terrifying. The little tilts on this stage can allow down smash to hit well below edge, so you no longer need to two-frame someone. You can just hit them as they're about to grab the ledge.
That's dirty.
Yeah. Slants, when you have like big disjointed hitboxes on slants, it can get terrifying.
And Jumpman still contagion. Oh man, he is controlling that center stage as he's back throwing DSD, keeping the pressure on him and not really exhausting too many of his resources, as these two are still pretty close.
Go ahead and try to hit the man with another man. It's Kazooie not quite finishing up with that forward smash. Gets judged, though, only a 5. DSD's used judged a couple times. He's more frequently, at least, than the average Game & Watch main, and so far his luck has been abysmal. I've already seen a couple ones.
You know, this is what kind of I've wondered is that forward smash really that strong? Because birds aren't heavy.
Yeah, you got them hollow bones.
Yeah, they got hollow bones, so they can fly, you know? So, like, they have to be lightweight. But, I mean, that's where the bear comes in. He just picks you up and he throws you to the blast zone.
Yeah, I got that down smash oppression session, though. DSD answering right back here, and he needs to do this. This could potentially be his winner's side stock. He cannot afford to drop game 2 here. A little bit of a tiny egg tossing over that bucket. That immediately tries with the up B. Like that, DSD doing a really good job of using the invulnerable up B by Game & Watch to just get out of all of this Wonder Wing pressure. No point in risking a shield break.
Yeah, I mean, that's the character's move. If it's busted, you utilize it. And Game & Watch up B is renowned for its invincibility, its hitbox, and to just get you out of dodge. And it works.
And the frustration.
Yeah, that too. This character's pretty wild. And at the same time, though, Banjo's also a character kind of considered wild for his normal play style. So as these two are just kind of neck and neck, it's really interesting to see who's going to take this game to.
Don't you try to chef at me. And do it again. Oh, he clanks with the key, and that might be the stock. No, he actually gets the reset. The down smash not quite going to finish it off. How does he land? On top of the up smash. DSD capitalizing on Jumpman's over-aggressive off-stage play.
Yeah, that was really good stuff from DSD, abusing those Game & Watch smash attacks that are as strong as can be on this stage. And that's poor Jumpman. He had that side B, but the key clanked with Wonder Wing.
Yeah, the key is fully disjointed. There is no hurt box right there. So it's like if he hit, say, Lucina or Marth forward air. So if you go ahead and hit a big old disjointed hitbox, it may very well not connect with your enemy. So a lesson to be learned by all the Banjo mains out there.
Game & Watch kind of nice.
Yeah, this character is kind of... I mean, nice is one way to put it, but I think that if I were to accurately describe Game & Watch, they would throw me off stream.
I mean, this is JTS,
awful.
So... You know, if we could put the esports aside for a second, you can tell the people how you really feel.
Yeah, I mean, Game & Watch is one of those characters that is designed to frustrate. The up B out of shield is probably the best out of shield option in the game. So if you try to hit this man's shield, anything that isn't, I think it's -4, then you're just going to get punished for it. So this is a man that can play a super in-shield grounded defensive game. And then he has Chef, which is a solid projectile, and then he has a reflector. So I genuinely think that there are very few, if any, characters that can out-camp a Game & Watch.
Oh yeah, he is built on the premise of I will frustrate you until you approach me, and then you'll eat 60% off of just getting comboed.
Yes, sir, and that's why Palu's his worst matchup, perhaps, because Palu can just completely ignore it. She can actually camp him out with better hitboxes, which is one thing that Game & Watch lacks.
Yeah, and of course he lacks a little bit of kill pressure as well. We saw those smash attacks come in for him, but sometimes you can just be struggling to get it if it doesn't work. But again, up B on that Game & Watch, just ignoring grenades. It's just, hey, it doesn't matter to me. I have invuln frames on this. It's frame 3 out of shield. I have invulnerability. It's a big old hitbox that knocks you up. Why not just use and abuse it?
Yeah, and I don't know about this stage pick, too. A broader stage gives Game & Watch more room to just drift away and slip when he does these up Bs for free. Like, triplats, he can land on the top platform for free. PS2, he can just drift away. So it's going to be really hard for Jumpman, if Jumpman has to be the aggressor, which it certainly looks like, for him to actually track down G-dubs on the stage. Yeah, 2 shots already in the bucket, too.
Yeah, you can tell that's being a little kind of frustrating for Jumpman, because we saw that last game, DSD didn't really get a lot of charges in the bucket, but first stock he has 2, and those stay in between stocks. So you have to play, he's throwing them out all he wants, but he has to be careful, because if DSD gets one more, that could be a potent kill option on the board.
The other way to actually approach this is to just give it to DSD and then just use projectiles freely. Just basically say, okay, you can have your bucket, but now you can no longer reflect it.
Yeah,
a little bit of RNG not coming in. That's 12 damage off of the 1 by DSD.
Yeah, not what he wanted to see, but you know what? When you're throwing out the side B, you are throwing it to the heart of the cards.
True.
You have to reside. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't.
Jumpman already going for this kill, hitting him with that left hook. Sends DSD off stage. Not quite actually working out again.
Yeah, from coast to coast, he's been throwing out the pause, but it's the Game & Watch up B that smacks Jumpman into the stage. No tech required, and he just drops down, answers back with that down throw up smash. And these boys are playing Smash 4, 2 stocks each.
Jab to knock DSD away, and then immediately a bit of a panic up B as he senses that Jumpman was trying to go ahead and do an interesting approach. That combo, like a weak hit of the up air comboed into grenade.
I was going to say, that was wild. I did not expect that. It has that weird hitbox property of, I guess, it just tosses you down in the other direction. Went perfectly into the grenade, and that's more percentage on the board. So Jumpman has that slight lead at the moment.
So, real talk, if Banjo had good aerial mobility, we'd be complaining about his up air, because that thing is basically as good as like Smash 4 Clouds. It is so disjointed. The problem really is that Jumpman, he's playing a slow character, so he can't really take advantage of you trying to land and get underneath you with that up air.
Yeah, and of course, Game & Watch has the ability to just land with key, which, as we said, is a disjoint, so it can be really hard to snipe him out. But still neck and neck. That slight percentage disparity does mean that Jumpman has to approach at some point, unless he gets away with keep shooting those stuff away. And unfortunately, these Wonder Wings are just not connecting. I can kind of see why he might have chose PS2, because if DSD gets stuck in that tech situation, he can just use Wonder Wing to cover the entirety of the platform and just have a free Wonder Wing.
True, I can see that. I think that the only problem really is that DSD he's not playing like super defensively, but he's still like maintaining his space. So he's not trying to like go crazy and outcamp Jumpman, force Jumpman to run in entirely. Instead, he's just taking these safe approaches like the double turtle that we saw right there. Yeah,
and that's what's happening right now. DSD's just sitting back. He's down 12%, but he just doesn't really feel the need to approach. And gets punished. Hey, he throws out the chair. Wonder Wing comes out, and that's a kill. Not what DSD was expecting, and he has to pay for it by losing his stock first, which means Jumpman can kind of just sit back and kind of force the approaches.
Both players just seeking some kind of opening. Jumpman no longer really needs to force anything, but DSD, the window is so small when you can just up B, top the man's shield, and then you are gone immediately. Jumpman having to really struggle to earn his percent, while DSD is comfortable playing this chip damage game.
Yeah, just a little bit. You saw that jab, one to up B, happy with a little bit of percentage, throws the forward air bomb out, tries to just drop down with the key, gets actually... That's actually really fun. DSD got blown up by the grenade in the process, and Jumpman has to expend multiple Wonder Wings to get back to stage, which is kind of scary because those are a very potent tool, and you don't want to be throwing those out too willy-nilly.
There we go. There's the death. 57% is rather high. This is still a light character in Game & Watch. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something wild kill like 80. Banjo forward smash, kind of strong. Wonder Wing kind of strong too, as now we are at edge. DSD needs to be very careful, but he manages to air dodge back. No immediate Wonder Wing from Jumpman. He goes for the back throw, staling his kill throw and not going for the berry. That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, and see, now he's throwing out a second Wonder Wing, a little bit haphazard, throwing out a third one. Only 2 left. DSD is in that kill percentage, but if he is not careful, Jumpman could be wasting his opportunities.
9! Oh, using his luck a little bit too early is DSD. And then Wonder Winged immediately through Chef. You just cannot do that.
That is unfortunate. DSD got the 9 he needed, but at the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe if he did in the other direction, it might have actually killed.
True.
But unfortunately for him, he tries to throw that chef a little bit too hastily. Jumpman with the Wonder Wing, and that is a 2-1 win for Jumpman.